Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 34 of the Pokemon Cup Series. Today we're here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the running of the Big Machine 400 at the Brickyard. It will kick off the Season 34 Pokemon Cup Series playoffs. We started with 40 drivers competing for the championship, and now they're down to just 20 cars competing, all as playoff drivers for a shot at the title. Half the field will be playoff drivers here in round number 1 of 3 races, and after the race at Sawmill, the field will be cut down to 16 cars left in the playoff field, and then those 16 will be down to 8, and then the final 8 will be down to the final 4 for the championship at Zanjoltis. So Indianapolis is the first playoff race of Season 34. The second one will be at Richmond, and the third one, of course, will be in Gravis City, Zone 11. Sawmill isn't until round 2, so I apologize for that little error. But anyway, on the pole today we have the 72 of Carter Friesen, and on the outside will be the 13 of John Mendez. Row 2 has Joseph Romanek in the 92, and the 17 of James Richardson. The third row has Diego Yepes in the 34 and Matthew Mdev in the 12. The fourth row has Jonathan Fast in the 47 and Ethan Wickenhauser in the 78. Row 5 has Sebastian Kukulon in the 42 and the 14 of Rich Roy. In the sixth row we have Cullen Francis in the 1 and Riley Spurleytube in the 22. And the seventh row is DJ Kirker in the 88 and Priya McShane in the 18. Row number 8 has Christian Vargas in the 00 and Marcus Sachi in the number 3. Row 9 will have Brandon Tharp in the 24 and Evan Hunter in the 37. And finally, the last row with playoff drivers will have Daniel Bouchard and Alexander Rowe. And the rest are non-playoff drivers, all looking to pull off an upset here on the playoff races and make this playoff race more interesting and puts more pressure into all the drivers to advance over to the next round. And of course, a playoff driver winning a race guarantees them in to the next round. So, without further ado, let's begin the playoffs of Season 34 with the most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
I'm up in the center of 1 and 2 up here, so as you're going down the back stretch into 3, it may appear to me that they're inside, but they may be just shy of that. I'll really try to stay on top of that all night, but...
And here we go, the cars roll off the track here in Season 34's playoffs. It's going to come down to who's going to win it here and who's going to lock themselves into the next round. Only 4 drivers will be eliminated in round number 1. But still, though, a lot is on the line here today to kick off the Pokemon Cup playoffs. And I'm sure everybody is going to, all the playoff drivers will try to race very hard to get into the playoffs here in Season 30, to get into the next round of the playoffs here in Season 34. And here we go, the green flag drops in the Brickyard 400. And off to a great start is Carter Friesen in the 72, as James Richardson just took the second spot away. Oh, contact, and Ethan Wickenhauser goes upside down. And he's flipping. And I see some playoff drivers in that crash. Marcus Sachi, DJ Kirker. And I believe those are Rich Roy. Rich Roy was hit. And Brianna Russell goes around in turn 1. And there's another crash racing back to the yellow as Giovanni Castillo, Grant McKee, Alexander Rowe, and Christian Vargas got a really bad run racing back to the caution, and that brought out the yellow flag for the first time in this race. And here's Brianna Russell, and she got turned around by the number 95, I believe, of Kevin National. And there's the other crash that happened with Castillo getting together with Patrick Smith, Gatlin Downey, and Cody Smart. And Riley Spurley was involved. And Acevedo hits Russell in turn 1 in the yellow. And that happened after they took the caution. But what happened really under the yellow, and this is what happened, things got really heated with Rich Roy and Ethan Wickenhauser as the 14 makes contact with the 78 and the 42, and I believe that's the 42 that was hit. And they all go around and look at Wickenhauser fly. I mean, he just went on the catch fence there in a scary crash involving a handful of playoff drivers. Sachi, Kirker, and Rich Roy. And what a way to start the playoffs here with a huge crash. And a handful of playoff cars have already been taken out. And that's probably what the playoffs are all about. Everyone's just trying to go all out to kick the playoffs off with a bang. And that's what they did right here. Oh my gosh. That's brutal. That was a brutal start for those guys. A brutal start. My goodness. And we're going to see a lot of crashing and beating and banging here in Indianapolis for sure. Everyone's coming to pit. So the yellow flag is out and everybody comes to pit road on the second lap. Maybe they'll probably be less worried about tires and fuel than they are trying to avoid crashing each other. And Carter Friesen, it looks like he's going to be your leader as he comes off first off pit road. And Vargas is out, he's done. And so is Kirker, Wickenhauser, and Roy. They're out of the race. Roger Ray got hit too, and he's last. And Grayson Acevedo has also retired from the race. And there you see the marks that were left behind from the caution that came out before. So we're back to the green. And here comes Kukulon into third place over Romanuk as there's only a handful of playoff cars remaining on the track. And I believe all the top 10, though, are still running as playoff drivers. So how about that? And there's Igor Barreto looking to pull off an upset here today as he is trying to work his way up. This time, though, they were clean as Peter Onjak survived barely and is able to continue to race. A lot of cars with some major damage. And James Richardson just took the lead from Carter Friesen. And Richardson looks to make history as the first three-time champion in the Cup Series. And we have a caution. Oh no, they're crashing. Ryan Butcher, Pichu, and Gatlin Downey, and Alexander Rowe. Another playoff driver involved in the caution as Rowe crashes. And we'll see what happened to him after they race back to the line. The lead is going to Richardson. It looks like Kukulon might have just took it second. Right on time. So he did take second right on time. Let's look back at the wreck that brought the second yellow out. Oh wow, Ryan Butcher. He was just being knocked down by like a pinball as he got hit by Cullen Francis, and then there's Grant McKee, and there's Gatlin Downey involved. Downey hits the 8 car, and they're going for a spin, and there's Alexander Rowe and Pichu involved. And those were the 4 cars involved to bring out our second caution of the race. And Peter Onjak just drove by all of them, so he survived, and thank goodness, though, he's not going to get caught up by the leaders right now. I'm sure a couple cars are going to have to pit. It looks like a handful will, and James Richardson's going to take a shot at it, and he's going to stay out to be the leader. Alright, so James Richardson stays out to lead, and Evan Hunter is going to be second behind him. So the top two drivers right now are playoff drivers in the race. And Zachary Fitzwater has moved up to third place. Even though he's not a playoff driver, he still wants to win here at the Brickyard as the green flag waves back again. Romanuk and Butcher are out. So is Grant McKee, Ganlin Downey, and Pichu and Alexander Rowe. Another playoff driver retires. Donovan Duthit in the top 5. And he makes the pass on Brandon Tharp. Friesen and Richardson are going to battle it out to see who's going to move on to round 2. Oh man, 3 wide contact and Memdev goes around. Kukulon gets hit from behind by Sachi. And now they're crashing again. Wow. The wrecks continue here at Indy. Memdev upside down. And Barretto leads. As the ones that stayed out had to come to pit road. And then the yellow came out, which I don't know if it's going to benefit them or not, but wow, pit road was closed, and they just closed it when they were coming in. That might be a huge, huge difference maker here today, as Barretto, for now, leads. And he's going to pit. It looks like Ian Canario is going to be your leader. And Riley Spurlingtube's out of the race. My goodness, and now things are getting really mixed up here. But Ying Canario is going to stay out and take the lead here at Indianapolis with 8 laps to go. It's surprising not to see Canario in the playoffs, but he can still try to win here at the Brickyard and pull off an upset here as the green flag drops again. Canario pulls ahead of Barretto as he's on fresher, well, he stayed out, so he isn't on fresher tires, but somehow is pulling ahead of the two. But will it last? It's been a wreck fest today at the Brickyard, and John Mendes is up to second. Here comes Yepes in third place as there are 2 playoff drivers trying to fight to advance to the next round. Oh, there's some contact! And there's a spin! Dexter Black, Zach Fitzwater, Daniel Bouchard have crashed, and Canario's down to pit road, racing who leads! And I think it's Tico Yepes that led to the yellow flag. Oh my gosh, this race has just been filled with crashes and close racing. What a way to start off the playoffs, definitely. There was just no better way to start the playoffs than with Indianapolis. But Dexter Black, though, got contact from Zachary Fitzwater, and he hits Daniel Bouchard, and another playoff driver gets taken out. As this has been a rough start for most playoff drivers here in round 1. Now let's see how long we're going to go until we get another yellow. Diego Yepes and John Mendes are 1-2 right now. And we'll see, with 3 to go, is one of them going to be kissing the bricks and possibly locking his spot into round 2. 3 laps to go. Kevin National for the lead in the second place, and he's got it. Could we have overtime in Indianapolis? This might be decided in overtime from the looks of it, as they're almost going 3 wide in the back, which is barely enough room to make here at Indy. Kevin National gonna lead. And National takes the lead with 2 laps to go. For once we got a green flag run, but is it going to last us until the checkers? Or is there going to be an overtime battle that they'll have to face? Oh, Yepes bumped out as Barreto takes second spot. And now here comes Friesen. Gonna go for second right here. Bright's on pit road, and he's gonna come out, so I'm not sure if he's gonna affect the pack. Ooh boy! John Mendes trying to cut back in. And the 31 is out, and it looks like he won't be a factor in deciding who gets this race win. And we're coming to the white flag with 1 to go, and we'll finish this in the green. And look at the run that Kevin National got at the end. And he's surely going to pull away and pull off this upset. John Mendes and Yepes will have to fight for second. And how about Michael Cano in the top 5? But Kevin National, he's waited so long to get his first career win. And of all places, he's going to get it at Indy unless if something catastrophic goes wrong in the final corner. And it's not going to happen this time. Kevin National comes off the final turn. He'll pull off the ultimate upset here in the Brickyard 400. And what a win for Kevin National. His first career Pokemon Cup Series win. And it comes at Indianapolis. He has finally got his first win of his career. And he does it in the playoffs in the Cup Series at Indy. What an upset win for this team. Wow. Kevin National has finally done it. Finally wins. And we crash on the last turn for no apparent reason. Barreto, Francis, Cano got together. So did Evan Hunter and Brianna Russell. I don't know what they're doing. And now John Andrews crashing. Getting crashed by Cody Smart. I'm not sure what they were doing. The checkers waved like a lap ago, a while ago, and they're still crashing. Oh my gosh, this has been this has been the story of the race. It's all been about the crashes here at the Brickyard, and a lot of very few survivors from the race. But Kevin National was lucky enough to be one of them to survive here at Indy with the win. Oh my gosh, was this insane. What a very, very crazy start to the playoffs. So let's check out the results. And the first playoff race is over, as Kevin National has taken the win, his first career win in the Pokemon Cup Series. And the highest playoff driver was John Mendes in second, followed by Diego Yepes in third, and Carter Friesen, another playoff driver, in fifth place. It was a wreck fest, in fact. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers, 10 playoff drivers wrecked out here at Indy. And Marcus Sachi was down a lap, but he did finish the race though, so that's a positive. But half the playoff field crashed out at Indy. It surely was a very unexpected start to the playoffs. But in the end, though, it was an upset that kicked off the playoffs, and it was Kevin National pulling it off for the win. His first career win in the Cup Series comes at Indianapolis. So what a way to kiss the bricks tonight. How about that? But anyway, we hope you enjoyed this weekend, and we will see you guys next weekend at Richmond. Richmond's going to be a lot of fun to do with it being the second playoff race of the season. We saw Richmond previously, and they've been wreck fests, so we might see another one there in addition to the one we saw here at Indy. It might be like Indy in terms of wrecking, but maybe a little bit more because it's a short track in comparison to Indianapolis. So who knows what's going to happen at Richmond next weekend. So anyway, we'll see you guys next weekend at Richmond, and we'll have the Walt Disney World race during the weekend of Richmond. That'll be in the Truck Series, and Lombard Bros will guest race, I should say. Joseph and Zachary Lombard will guest race in the truck race at Walt Disney World Speedway. So you don't want to miss that if you're fans of N2SC4R and Lombard Bros Gaming in general. You do not want to miss the truck race at Walt Disney World Speedway because both Joseph and Zachary Lombard will be running in that race. And of course, the double header at Richmond in the X Series and Cup Series. And it'll be the penultimate race of the regular season for the X and trucks, as Gravis City Zone 11 is really, really close. So anyway, hope you enjoyed Indianapolis, and we'll see you guys next weekend at Richmond.